On November 23rd, 2021, Flexa Network issued a press release that, quote, using Flexa, Regal patrons can buy tickets and concessions today using dozens of digital dollars and stablecoins, including USD coin or USDC, end quote. That was the end of the story on November 23rd of 2021. That is, until I stumbled on this academic paper published in April from the MIT Digital Currency Initiative, and that caught my eye. And in that paper, after getting distracted by all sorts of trails from post-quantum worlds to sand dollars in the Bahamas, a name appeared that caught my attention. The title of that paper is, quote, a high-performance payment processing system designed for central bank digital currencies, end quote, and a link to it will be in the description below. This sounds unreal, but I'm about to link this paper to Flexa Network and the USDC stablecoin in an unusual way. Welcome to Unusual Due Diligence. I am Poseidon, god of the sea, and whose spirit animates me, the talking milkshake. In today's fresh episode, we're going to take a look at a story that lay in plain sight, hidden just there in the sea. Here is how it goes. When you look at the paper shown on the screen, written by this many people, analyzed even by this god of the sea, well, just let me tell you that a paper like this is going to be heavily scrutinized. There's a tremendous amount of real content. There's charts and paragraphs that are filled with carefully placed words. And you know what? This isn't the episode you're expecting. So let's skip all the contents and do what every God-fearing man or woman does, and just look at the title and author. In this case, authors. A high-performance payment processing system designed for central bank digital currencies, co-authored by James Lovejoy, Corey Fields, Madars Verza, Tyler Frederick, David Ernest, Kevin Karwazowski, Anders Brownsworth, and Neha Narula. Now, I'm not here today to talk about Neha. Instead, let's look at this individual here, and it's only to note two key points. I am talking about how Anders Brownsworth is part of the MIT Digital Currency Initiative, but the point here is what's on the screen. From 2014 to 2019, Anders worked at Circle.com. I wasn't expecting to find a link to Circle.com, and it's not even a place I can recall directly covering on the channel, and today, maybe I should. For those in the audience who don't know, allow me to recap what Circle.com is. There are some key details here, and I have them up on the screen. Quote, Circle is a peer-to-peer payments technology company. It was founded by Jeremy and Sean in October 2013. Circle's mobile payment platform, Circle Pay, allows users to hold, send, and receive traditional fiat currencies. In September of 2015, Circle received the first BIT license issued from the New York State Department of Financial Services. In April 2016, the British government approved the first virtual currency licensure to Circle. Circle is headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts, and Circle is the issuer of the USDC stablecoin, end quote. Okay, that BIT license topic is worth exploring, but that's not today's episode. Instead, what I want to note is the idea that Circle.com started out in the peer-to-peer payment space, but is now known for a wide variety of things. Chief amongst those is being the issuer of USDC, meaning it's perhaps better to understand the USDC stablecoin as USD-C for Circle. This raises a curious question. How exactly is Flexa and Circle working together? I say that as I note that I'd like you to go to a popular forum on the AMP token and search for Circle.com. You get a very small set of results. Initially, I assumed that perhaps Flexa has some integrations into the Circle ecosystem, which I say that because if you visit the Circle.com website, you will discover, as I did, that there's plenty of different ways to participate in Circle's ecosystem. How is it that the issuer of the USDC and Flexa then are connected? Meaning, if Flexa allows you to make use of USDC for purchases, then how exactly is that happening? And what's a bit odd is how hard it is to really understand that mechanic. For example, is Flexa connected to Circle in some back-end processing? Are there secretly anchor calls that Flexa is using? Or is there something else going on? That something else involves the early partnership of Flexa with the Gemini project. In that, you'll find the first announcement that USDC is made available with Flexa. So let's make a dotted line assumption. If Flexa Network is using the Gemini exchange to make use of the USDC issued by Circle, how is it that Circle and Gemini are connected? What's going on there? And that's where this story gets rather interesting. Remember, I mentioned Anders left Circle.com to go somewhere. Well, it turns out that somewhere was the MIT Digital Currency Initiative to take in his experience with creation of the stablecoin USDC. I do want to note that with Circle.com also in Boston, the same Boston as the Boston Fed and Project Hamilton, that I just find the impact of geography so very interesting. There's an idea I have on geography, and I'll tell you because I think there might be something to it. If you look at, say, Prime Block, Anchor, MIT Digital Currency Initiative, and start plotting things on a map, you start seeing some curious phenomena appearing. But instead of distance today, let's travel in time. Specifically, let's go back in time. When? To the year 2018. September 26th of 2018. The headline and lead text of an article involving the USDC is this, quote, Circle's USDC stablecoin begins trading. Boston-based cryptocurrency finance firm Circle has just joined the multitudes of other crypto exchange platforms now issuing and trading their own stablecoins, end quote. Now, what's a bit challenging is to find a specific date for when the USDC was first accepted by Gemini for trading. While looking for that, I found something unexpected, specifically an article published in January of 2022. Quote, the USDC stablecoin was created by Centre, that's CENTRE, an organization founded by crypto exchange, Coinbase, and financial technology or fintech firm Circle. Each USDC is redeemable for $1 and is backed by $1 or a dollar-denominated asset with equivalent value held in accounts at regulated U.S. financial institutions. Those accounts are audited by U.S. accounting firm Grant Thornton LLP, which issues monthly attestations on the reserves backing USDC, end quote. So while the surface level information suggested that the USDC is issued by Circle, that's actually not true. It's issued by an organization with financial backing of Coinbase and leveraging technology incepted with the help of Anders Brownsworth, you know, the guy over at the Project Hamilton and MIT Digital Currency Initiative now. And up on the screen, if you happen to go to the Centre.io website, you'll see Coinbase and Circle splashed on the homepage. And from this website, if you navigate then to this tab on the USDC ecosystem and then click on this link on service providers, you know what I see? I see the link I was looking for to my original question. How is it that Flexa and AMP are making such good use of the USDC stablecoin? The answer is right here, Consensus. Now, if you're not familiar with Consensus, I'll give you the elevator pitch. Before the AMP token we know and love today, there was a project called FlexaCoin. FlexaCoin was close to the right idea, but Consensus came in and gave the slightly close idea even more life. So much so that one of the early headlines of the AMP token, quote, built through a close collaboration and partnership between Flexa and Consensus, end quote. And that, my friends, ends the quest. We left in a pursuit of a question, but we returned forever changed with that knowledge. The AMP token isn't just tied up with USDC, it's actually wed deep into the crypto ecosystem of both Circle.com and Coinbase. From a risk perspective, we should all bear that in mind because the future is inherently mysterious. But I do know this. This is Unusual Due Diligence. I am your host, Poseidon, God of the Sea. In today's fresh episode, we found the trail that took us from a headline of a paper from the MIT Digital Currency Initiative all the way to the USDC to answer this question. How is it that FlexaNetwork's project really is getting the ability to make use of the USDC stablecoin? How does that actually work? Well, you might say AMP's chances of reaching well beyond the moon are looking pretty bright. You might even say it's a consensus. Make waves, my friends.